Welcome back, guys.
Nope. Hold on. Go for it. Go for it.
Welcome back, guys. Miggy just gave me the thumbs up to go for it after he did it 3 times before. Anyway, um, welcome back to Ghetto Rig episode 263. What is it, Miggy? Are we having technical issues again?
They can hear you. They can see you. I'm just looking for the one cable that I'm missing.
So you can't see me. Got it.
Yeah, there's fucking
Oh, they can
surround
hear
sound.
me, but they cannot see me. Okay.
Well, they can see you.
Oh, they can see me. Okay,
He
good.
had to do a different. He had to do a different camera because the camera he tried to use wasn't plugged
I
in yet.
gotcha.
You gotta improvise.
All right. We're back at it again, boys.
All right, now they
And
can see
girls.
full screen, baby.
My name is Jay, to those who don't know me, and to my right I have Eddie. Behind the camera we got Miggy. He's been doing so well, and they had to go and...
They still saw it. They did not see you for maybe like
Alright,
2 seconds.
alright, you redeem yourself,
You're
yourself.
good, bro.
Now, if you only hit that play button on that stream, that'd be great. So we can monitor too. Yeah, so couple of words about our sponsors, UFC Gym Largo in St. Petersburg. By the way, guys, if you are going to UFC Gym and you are part of the jiu-jitsu community or you were part of the jiu-jitsu community, please show up on Thursday. There are going to be belt promotions and stripes and so on and so forth. It'd be good to have a big crowd. I guess they're getting pizza and all kinds of things as well.
You know what? Fuck my fucking barber. I'm going to get some pizza.
Yeah. So I don't know what the plan is. We might not have a Thursday stream in case it just lasts further into the night. You know what I mean?
I got you.
We'll see how it goes. I don't know if they're gonna do a training session and then belt promotions, or it's just gonna be belt promotions all throughout. Anyway, so that's the situation. We got a couple of competitions coming up. ADCC guys, if you want to come and support us, more than welcome to. Orlando ADCC Open is happening. Also, trials are happening. A couple of people are going to roll. Besides that, there's a couple of things in the works as well. I don't want to say anything just yet because it's not confirmed. But there's only one thing that's confirmed. Yuri Simões will be doing a super fight with this guy that's from Tampa. So that'd be cool to go and watch. You know, if you want to show up for that, that'd be awesome.
Where's that going to be at?
It's either Tampa or St. Pete. Tampa or St. Pete. It's going to be on Saturday. There are going to be a couple of super fights there as well, with different belts, different age classes, weights as well.
Why do you say Tampa or St. Pete? They don't know where they're going to
I don't know. They said that. They mentioned it. I don't know if it's going to be Tampa, St. Pete, or Clearwater. You know, it's just I don't remember. It's the freestyle grapplers who's organizing the super fight.
The event, okay.
The event. Besides that, I don't want to say anything. I'll say it on the next episode. That's in December 20th. When I get the confirm, I'll say it. Besides that, you sent me that thing, you know, that people did not like The Witcher 4th episode.
Oh yeah.
I don't agree.
The fourth
I don't
season
agree
was
with that.
it wasn't people. That's what's it called? That's like a very known. I don't remember the name of it, but it's a very known platform that ranks like the highest TV shows and stuff. And yeah, it would look like the newest season didn't have anything above a 4.0. It was all in the threes or whatever. It had like an average of 4 or maybe.
I kind of know why it's like that, and do you want me to tell you? Are you gonna watch it?
I'm not gonna watch it, bro.
Okay. So, in my opinion, is it the best season? No. Is it the worst season? No. I thought the worst season was when they're doing an introduction to Witcher, how the whole Witcher thing started.
The first season?
No. There was another one that they did with a completely different actor. There was like an introduction type of deal to the...
Was that like the third season?
There was a guy with a short haircut. He had an axe. That he was wielding an axe.
It was a whole season?
It's either third season or second season. This is a whole season, yeah. Because one of the seasons was about the girl, right? The one.
I think I only watched season 1 and 2.
The one with the girl, I did not like at all. I think it just was bullshit.
You're talking about The Witcher, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one with the girl I didn't like at all because it was just stupid, you know. But there was one that they did where it was just a completely different actor and it was talking about the origin stories of The Witcher. Yes, that's it. Origin stories of The Witcher. Now, I don't care, y'all. If you don't want to hear it, put the volume down on this one. I'm going to give you a little bit of this, right? I think the reason they ranked it as like that, because in this season, he didn't have that many fights with, like, creatures.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was. I think I can count on my one hand how many creatures he fought within the 8 episodes. Actually fought, right?
You watched it all already?
Yeah. I had it in the background going as I was working for a couple of days straight. I liked it a lot. There's a lot of fight scenes there, but it's more like humans fighting humans,
Mm-hmm.
which was really cool. And they introduced a new character, and this guy is fucking badass, like really, really tough. I'm not gonna reveal if it's good or bad, but and I think he did a pretty good job acting as the Witcher. You know,
He's the son of Clint Eastwood. You know that?
he's brother to what's his name?
I'm pretty sure. No, isn't he one of the Eastwood? Oh no, Hemsworth. Sorry,
Hemsworth.
He's
He's the
Hemsworth's
brother.
brother. No, I'm
He's
not thinking
Hemsworth.
Eastwood.
Eastwood
has two
he's
kids
Thor's
that are,
brother.
that are yeah, he is that do acting. Fuck, what are the names? He looks similar to him a little bit. The way he has his. Like,
He was
makeup.
dating what's her name? Fucking Miley Cyrus, and then he dumped her.
Yeah, he did date Miley.
Yeah. I think he did pretty well. I think he acted pretty well. There were some parts that I didn't like because they're kind of going in and out between the witch girl and the young girl. They were kind of going in and out. It wasn't like a continuous story. I can see why people didn't like it because it wasn't. It might have been a little too much for them, right? It was not. It was just.
Is this
It
a new
wasn't
character?
Huh?
Is this
This is a new character as well, but it's not him. This is not the
Oh,
character
okay.
that I'm talking about.
I got you.
But he's pretty legit as well. It's not something that you would think about.
And it's funny because I'm right now at a point where I don't have any shows to watch, so I've been watching fucking podcasts, especially because at work we're not supposed to be watching stuff anymore.
It's
So
basically an
I've been just putting
underdog
podcasts
story.
on.
It's an underdog story, right? Underdog
Yeah.
story throughout the storyline of The Witcher, basically, right? And they don't like how in season 1 and 2 they kind of like were all together. This is all they're all apart, and each one of their stories kind of like continues at the same time, right? So I think that's why people don't like it. Number one,
Well, that was how season 3 was.
there's not too many fights with the creatures, and number two, it was basically like just the storylines were just going different directions, and it was hard to keep up maybe for some. You know what I mean? And I think that's why
I feel like that's every show now.
Yeah, I liked it a lot actually. I didn't think it was enough. They should have added more.
I feel like
episodes.
every like big show nowadays starts
creating the multiverse.
Yeah, not necessarily multiverse, but like they start you off, and maybe like the first couple episodes you're just focused like on one character, right? But then slowly they start like kind of just going, not only introducing the characters, they were there necessarily from the beginning, right? But like really going deep diving into their story, like making their character development very in depth, not just like a side along story. No, that's like part of the story.
And I think they ripped off season 1. You know how that witch girl kind of goes through like being like nobody, then becoming.
Well, she was like ugly or whatever.
Good,
right?
yeah.
Did she start off all ugly and then she did like some shit and
yes.
now she's pretty?
Yes, and there's like some twists that you wouldn't like. How the fuck? Like I didn't see this coming. You know what I mean?
That now?
No.
Oh, I was like,
Yeah.
That was an old note.
okay.
Yeah. So
I was trying to find out, dude. It's like when you find an old book and you're like, what the fuck did I write here? that's exactly what happened there.
I hate when that happens because sometimes I'm sitting there and I'm writing notes for myself because a lot of times like my boss will tell me, hey, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, and I got like a list of like 5 things to do, and sometimes I'll write like abbreviations of things, or like I'll skip a word knowing that like, oh, okay, I know that this has to do with this, I'll remember, and then I'll forget.
Yeah.
It just pisses me off, man.
So I think also another thing is because in the season 1, 2, and 3 they're kind of developing the characters, right? Like you kind of get to see progression of the character. In this one, they're like, okay, you already know these characters. Let me introduce new ones because, like, what am I gonna develop about the Witcher, right? Or that girl? You kind of know what her thing is, right? The girl is still developing. The witch girl is kind of like there.
Have you know the Miguel made me think of this with the whole book thing. The Art of War by Masashi.
Yeah, not Masashi. It's Art of War Sang-soo.
No.
Art of War is the Sang-soo book. I don't unless somebody else made another one.
I'm talking
That's the one. Sang-soo. It's an old book. I read this. I read the book itself, and then I read the interpretation of the book, which is considered the best interpretation of the book. So basically, it just gives you an excerpt from it, and then goes into the detail of explaining why it's important and how it's important. That one was actually pretty good, because it gives you like a good.
The Book of Five Rings. That's the one I was thinking of, actually. Not the
Book of Five Rings. Isn't there a show on Prime, Amazon Prime about that?
I'm not sure if there's a show, but it was written by Musashi.
Yeah.
Or no. Let me see here.
Miyamoto Musashi.
Yeah, that's him.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a famous book of like the art of samurai, but it's like basically, in reality, like applies to life in a lot of ways.
Yeah. So is it like a ripoff of Sang-soo or what?
I don't think so. No. It's like a completely different book. I think this might be older than Sang-soo.
Oh, okay.
Because this is like Miyamoto Musashi was between 1643 to 45 was when this guy was a Japanese swordsman.
Well, Sang-soo was older than that, no?
Let's see. How old is the Art of War?
No, well, what's the, like, continue the story. What's the 13
I saw a story today that just interested me. He was
2,400 years old, so that's
apparently he was like challenged by the number one like samurai of the area that he was in at that time. And the way it went down was they kind of have an agreement. We're gonna meet here at this time to have our battle, kind of thing. And I don't know if this story is true, but I saw it, and it just applies to like his philosophy through the Book of Five Rings and part of those things. And what he did purposely was so apparently it was like on an island a small island they were gonna meet up. And the captain that he had take him to the island, when they got there, he was like, he didn't say a word. The whole ride there, he didn't say a word. He just sat there with his eyes closed, right? And then they get there, and the captain's like, all right, master, I guess maybe it was like a sensei or whatever, but we're here. And the Musashi just stays there sitting for 3 hours. The guy's like telling him like, yo, let's go. They're waiting. Like, we're late. Like, we're here already. And he just sat there with his eyes closed for 3 hours. And then eventually he got up and grabbed an oar from the boat and carved it out. Like, just like, so it was no longer like an actual oar at the end, just like a stick, basically, a long stick. And then he showed up. And the guy he was fighting was extremely angry at him showing up late. Like, how dare you, this and that. Yeah. And he just stood there, blank face, no emotion. Dude charged at him. One fell swoop. He cracked him in the head, cracked his skull open, and dude was dead right away. And the philosophy behind it was purposely making the guy mad, right? Like taking that to his advantage. But not only that, they say that he was saying basically in those 3 hours that he sat there, he was able to calm himself down so much, remove all emotion, all everything, and just be able to visualize every single possible thing that could happen. Like every possible incoming strike, every possible counter to a strike, everything. And then went up there and killed this guy in one strike. I don't know. I saw that today and it was something interesting and it made me want to read this book. This is also a book that Joe Rogan talks about a lot. It's wonderful. Like he said, he has like a whole palette at the studio that he'd be giving them out to all like the guests and stuff whenever they talk about it. I'm not really one to read a book, but I actually do kind of want to read some of these books.
These books are usually not very long, are they? Because I know Art of War is like super small.
Really?
It's 2 hours long if you watch it on YouTube.
Oh, well.
The Book of Five Rings, like listen to it?
Yeah.
2 hours long.
How long is
shit.
it?
That's
like
probably
pages,
1 hour.
pages
double
wise,
speed.
did you see? Like a hard copy?
2 hours is probably what, about 100, 150 pages?
160. Oh, that's very short. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it varies by edition, print, all that stuff. But
not only that, like how big is it printed, you know?
Yeah, all those things.
For example, some translations are 160 pages, while a specific edition is 112 pages. So
yeah, depends. Right.
I think books like that you kind of have to read with the commentary, right? Like, because the book Art of War is very small, but the book I read was damn near 300 pages, but it goes into each.
Like kind of explains it even more
and explains it. Where was this taken from? Who were the actual characters in real life that did this, and why they did it, and who they were going against, right? Like, there's a part where he talks about fighting the enemy from higher ground. If you have a smaller army, fight the enemy from the higher ground. You know, things like that, and then it relays it back into like life situations, like how
we all know about that in Star Wars, though. I mean. We know the high ground wins always.
Yeah, that thing was taken from probably Art of War.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, that's like a classic thing. Even in video games, us playing like shooting games. I was
just about to say the new Art of War is playing Battlefield.
Like that's the thing. It's having the high ground. I mean, one thing is what we call you have like the like head glitches, which basically means like I can just peek my head out and see you. You have to like I can see your whole body versus you can just see my little head kind of thing.
Have you realized that shit doesn't work in Battlefield?
What do you mean?
It doesn't work. Like, if you try and do that, your gun will shoot whatever object is in front of you.
Oh, right, because it's in COD, your bullet actually comes out of your face. It doesn't come out of the gun. You know what I mean? That's how it used to be, at least. In COD, the bullet, like how it actually comes out of like your person, right? It comes out of your face. Like in reality, it doesn't actually show it like that. Yeah. But the way it used to work was like you could just peek your head out and your gun could like still be under the wall.
And then you shoot.
And you shoot and it still goes through. Like it doesn't hit the wall. It comes from your face. Like the projectile, the way it works in the game. Like the actual physics of it.
And Battlefield is not? So
it's I don't more think lifelike? So. Miguel was saying it's more life. Like Tarkov is not like that, right? You're in Tarkov it's so shitty. Like if you're next to a wall, you can't just have like a gun out like this and then run into a wall and just expect it. It will like move. And basically enable you from like you won't be able to aim in at all.
Oh shit! Yeah. Well, that's good.
That's right, huh? Yeah. That shit happens because like you go to like peek around a corner, and what happens like if you peek and then you move up a little bit and then go to unpeek, the wall's like too close to you, and then the whole gun will just go like this, like it'll automatically move, and then you can't aim. If you're too close to a wall or anything, you can't aim.
That's cool.
Yeah, you see how it worked? Head glitch, line of sight, yeah. So I guess they don't have. Maybe they don't have that in COD either anymore.
It's actually BF4. It says.
Oh, so they probably used to have it the same way in Battlefield, like where it came out of the face.
Yeah.
I wonder if COD's still like that.
So what's the point of this? Why don't more people play the Tarkov?
It's very niche. It's difficult. Difficult to run on computers. It's not a very easy game to run. With my computer, it still runs fucking barely 100 frames.
Difficult to play.
Yeah, it's just hard, bro.
It's hard.
It's very, very hard. It's not an easy game to play.
Isn't the point of the fucking game?
No. You have to realize.
It harder than me on a Saturday.
You have to realize every big video game to ever like live has catered to casuals in some form or way.
Yeah, that's the
like, and I'm not saying that meaning the whole game is only for casuals. No. Like for example, World of Warcraft, right? That's a game that you can play 24/7 and get good as fuck and be a fucking nerd at. But then there's also those dads that nowadays still go and buy a little gaming laptop from then they play that shit from like they were back in the day and just play it on the weekends with their boys and they still have fun. Versus with Tarkov, if you were to just go in and play for like 2 hours every weekend, it would take you like a month and a half, 2 months to learn.
Oh shit, okay.
Versus you just getting it. There's no tutorial. The game doesn't have a tutorial. It's too much in depth, like everything, like, and then they make it so difficult on you with not telling you how anything works. You gotta just go in and read it all, right? Go into the description of every item and everything.
Well, they made it lifelike, because in the real Battlefield, you don't have any of those aids. You just kind of like...
No, yeah, so, I mean, there's still things that are not lifelike, right? Like, for example, when you get shot, they still do give you, like, a little icon on the corner of your screen that tells you what part of your body is, like, messed up. But that's like really it. You don't get anything else. Like you don't get like a bullet counter on your screen. You don't get that. Like if you want to know how many bullets are on your gun, you have to do like a special input. And the dude actually does like an animation of pulling out his clip, looking at it, and then a little number will pop up on your screen if you have a mag that has a
see.
bullet counter in it. If not, when you do the animation, it'll give you an estimate, like less than half, more than half, about half,
which is lifelike.
I just found out about that shit. I did not even
well, then this makes more sense. Like, why would you play a game that is not like? I understand. Like, if you want to play if you want to play an actual war game, I think Tarkov is where it's at. Like actual life scenario type of situations.
The thing is, it's not really a war game, if you know what I mean. It's more of like a spec ops game where it's like you're just moving in silence, and then there's people here and there, and you're trying to get to objectives and things like that. Versus like a war game that's kind of realistic. That's still not like Tarkov, but kind of realistic. Is the famous one that Jay from Best Buy used to play, Hell Let Loose.
I can't believe I have to ask what a game identifies as, which is what I'm going to look up right now.
Huh? What is Tarkov? What
is Tarkov identified as?
As a first-person shooter.
Yeah, but
a first-person
shooter, extraction shooter.
Simulator? It's a first-person extract shooter. It's not a simulator. It's not real enough to be a simulator. You can't fucking do surgery on the field for your blown off leg. That's not real.
Yeah.
Which
are there simulators?
No. Oh yeah.
Like who?
Yeah. There's real simulators, bro. There's simulators for everything, brother. Everything you can think of.
But can you play that as a person? No, it's just simulators maybe for like military and stuff like that.
No, you can play it. Yeah, there's games out there that get as realistic as possible. Yeah.
Okay, pull it up. Which one?
Are they good? Are they well made? No, because they're very like niche, like even more niche than Tarkov.
Yeah.
I don't even know how much more niche you want to go here. I know there are, but I don't even know.
Well, but pull up.
Most realistic.
I don't play those type of games. They're too fucking annoying to play. When I get out of work, I want to relax and play a fucking game, not figure out how a fucking gun works.
Yeah, I also don't want to go into League of Legends and figure out every fucking totem and everything either.
See, that's the difference. I've been playing that fucking game since.
See, but that's the difference. You still played it and started playing,
right?
You started it.
I was 13 years old.
You still play it?
Yes.
What if you lose everything in League of Legends? Are you gonna like pretty much go into depression?
I will tell Riot to give me my fucking money back. Do you know how much money I've spent on that fucking game?
Bro, you know what?
More than OnlyFans?
By a fucking long shot. by margins, dog.
Can you see what would be like considered like the most realistic shooter simulator?
Military shooter or
military.
Yeah.
It's gonna bring up Tarkov.
I mean, it might. Because that's like the most like mainstream Arma. Hell Let Loose, like I said.
What is it?
6 Days in Fallujah. But 6 Days in Fallujah isn't that realistic, brother.
No, it's not.
So wait.
And neither is Insurgency Sandstorm.
What about this Arma? What is this Arma? What is it?
I've never watched it or played it, but I've heard about it.
Arma was actually, if I remember correctly, based on my internet lore, was designed initially by DARPA. As a military training tool for people like infantry.
So they haven't really updated it, right? Because it looks like 2013 was.
It's an old game.
No, the newest one, something that's been being updated. Because
that's a good one. Actually, you just listed that. Ready or Not. So that's like a tactical SWAT style shooter. That is a little bit more realistic in the sense of like you can get like a limb blown off to the point where you're gonna limp around the rest of the game.
Limp around? If you're getting your limb blown off,
no, not actually blown off. But I'm saying because it just like real big bombs. I mean, they can like rig the doors, but if they rig the door with a grenade, you're just gonna die. Anyways, you're not gonna get like a limb blown off. But if someone shoots you in the leg, and it's like beyond to a certain point, like you will just kind of limp around sometimes.
Look, homeboys, this was the best time for them, bruh. They couldn't wait to go into that room.
Yeah, this is called virtual battle space.
I feel like the way they gotta do that is it's almost like in Tarkov where if you die you're done. Like they should make that training to the point where it's like if you died in the training, like we're just gonna send you a different program. You're not even allowed to continue.
Like, no, I mean,
what? Be realistic.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys read into this, but it says the Arma series is a series of realistic tactical shooters used by military forces for training. The game's realistic physics, ballistics, and combined arms combat make them valuable for simulating modern warfare, though they are often modified and adapted into training tools.
Okay, look up what is current What is currently United States government United States military use for that? Dude, we're rabbit holing on this one, huh?
Virtual battle space software, which is the newest version, VBS4.
Let's plug that in, VBS4, see what that is. Let's see what that gives us. That's the graphics? That's pretty legit.
What is that?
I'm gonna play a video for you guys. They can't see it though.
Yeah. So if you guys want to see it,
If
you
I
can click on
remember correctly, this is the one thing, the one simulator game that people faked military footage of.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Say that again.
They use the game to make fake footage of like bombings and you know,
with like planes and stuff.
Cause you know, a lot of times that footage is like through the infrared camera. It could very likely sometimes be a game, bro.
Yeah.
You see a fucking couple Hajis running around and
boom! This is more of like, looks like a strategy type of deal. Where they're just kind of like...
Motherfucker, look like
but this is more like strategy shit.
Well, it looks like they can use it for multiple different things, right?
Damn. They can teach people how to bomb motherfuckers with this thing.
Oh, so it's part of like, this system is actually part of like real
much
world.
Larger.
Yeah, it's not just sitting at a computer. Oh, so they were creating the simulated environment in the thing and then actually putting them in a facility and basically saying this is like your platform.
Yeah, because let's say if they know exactly what the situation looks like, they just create that.
That's pretty cool, and they do all the VR and stuff now.
Yeah, cause
man, but brother, make the graphics better.
For what? There's no point.
What do you mean for what?
Because it's not designed for graphics; it's designed for military tactics, right?
I know, but if you want to make it as realistic as possible,
this is not for fun, soldier.
Well, it is not for fun. That is for training. Yeah.
I know what you're saying, but doesn't mean it can't be. Doesn't mean it can't have.
So you're telling me they can't put a little bit of money aside to improve the graphics on this, but they can just show Donald Trump that their shit works by shooting thousands of dollars into the water?
Huh?
The demonstrations that they did for Trump not too long ago.
What demonstration?
The Navy did some demonstrations for Trump, and they tested, like, the Navy SEALs dropping off, ziplining onto ships, choppers shooting miniguns, destroyers shooting missiles.
So they had extra money before the year.
Is it true that he redid like the whole Oval Office?
Yeah.
No, I don't know if he redid the Oval Office, but
I know he's making like a big ass ballroom.
He's working on that big ass fucking ballroom, and then the White House itself is like all gold now. But every president can modify it to however the fuck they want. Yeah,
and every president has done it.
Yeah. So
the current reconstruction is at $260 million, which is not from a taxpayer money. The last thing was done by Obama, and that was 360, and that was done by taxpayer money. And that was to make the garden and shit look better, right? Actually, go to the White House page, and they troll everyone. Just straight to the White House page, and we'll show you all the iterations. The actual White House page, because he put the biggest troll thing you could possibly see. Yeah, there you go. So there's a part, go down. There's a part about the reconstruction. Just do the White House reconstruction Trump.
Let me fill that bitch with gold.
Let me see.
So he added like all of these other paintings, all of this gold like accents and stuff. He added all of this gold accents on top of the trim, on top of the walls. He added
from the White House page. There's a whole what do you call that thing? You know, where you can
flip
the photos.
All the flags of the branches of the military. Let's see what else.
There's what do you call that thing where they put bunch of photos together on Instagram?
Collage.
Yeah, collage. He did a collage by trolling everyone.
He added the seal in gold to the roof, like to the ceiling.
Yeah. Now I'm sure that was paid by the taxpayers, but basically this is what it is. What he's redoing, the East Wing, he's not really touching the East Wing. It's connected to the actual White House by a bridge. So he's redoing that area and putting a whole ballroom that is not basically funded by the taxpayers. At least that's what he said, right? It's by him and by some private donors. So, but people have been losing their shit. How dare you change the fucking White House? But every president has changed the fucking White House. You know what I mean? Let me see if I can find it while you guys talk. Continue. Let me look in and see if I can find it.
I'm just looking at these pictures.
Damn, they got a big list of people involved in investing that.
Yes.
I mean, this list includes Amazon, Apple,
yes.
Coinbase,
Google,
Hard Rock International, Comcast, which if you guys don't know, that's like one of the biggest like phone line and internet providers to like the big providers. HP, Lockheed Martin, Meta Platforms, Microsoft, Palantir, T-Mobile. And I'm just listing off the recognizable ones here. There's triple the amount of businesses here and private names than I named. I mean, quadruple actually. There's a lot of shit on this list.
There's an East Wing expansion strategy.
Apparently, it's planned to be paid by private donors. Basically.
Private donors, correct. And none of this was done.
And stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Go plug this in for me in Google. Plug this in. White House construction timeline. All right, cool. And then go down. And then select the one from White House. No, just the White House. The page that one right there. No, go back. That one. And then scroll down. Right there. No, go down a little bit more. Right there. So design plans commence. Building after war of 1812 was on fire, so they redid that. Addition of south portion, right? Addition of north portion. Should go through the collage real quick. And then, as you can see, West Wing, they keep additioning stuff, right? And then addition of Rose Garden. Then addition of East Wing, total reconstruction. Keep going. That was in 1948, which, by the way, there were no wars. Briefing room, Bill Clinton scandal. He throws that shit in. Muslim Brotherhood visit. And that's Obama dressed, This is it. And then tennis pavilion, cocaine discard.
Yo, what?
Yeah, bro. He trolled the shit out of everyone.
Brother, he got a girl with her titties out on the White House.
That's not a girl. That's a transgender.
Whatever.
That's a transgender man.
It's a person with titties.
Yeah, and they got naked in front of the White House. Yeah, Trans Day of Visibility. That was done during Joe Biden. This is what I said when they're fucking. He went full troll mode on this one. Rose Garden renovation, Oval Office renovation. That's the one that he did, and now there's that East Wing, right? So go back to one that Obama did, I guess. If you go back to the Obama one, yeah, they're right there. So don't go too far.
Muslim Brotherhood visit.
As tennis pavilion. Okay, maybe this. Anyway, so there was a thing that I saw that his project was 300
bro, do you see what it says though? The way they told that story. Obama hosts members of the Muslim Brotherhood, a group that promotes Islamist extremists and has ties to Hamas. The Muslim Brotherhood is a designated terrorist organization by nearly a dozen nations.
Well, if that's the case, then that's the case. I mean, what was it supposed to like? What did they put it in nicer words?
What do you mean? Like Obama hosts members of the Muslim Brotherhood?
Well,
Does
yeah,
that mean
he
that
hosted
they're
them.
automatically part of those people?
Well, no. Basically, what they're saying is that the Muslim Brotherhood has been linked to Islamist terrorists. Like one of the Ayatollahs that literally right now is currently saying that America needs to basically... He lives in New York, I think, or somewhere. He basically saying that America needs to freaking die and we need to change everything to Muslim religion, this and that, the third. He's like in favor. He's a big proponent of it. When visited Obama. Like these are legit things. Like this is things that happened. Of course, he could have just been cool about it and not trolled, but he went and trolled. You know what I mean?
It also says that Trump's also going to put some money in there too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's funded by him,
Which
man.
means it's probably going to be a big chunk.
Well, I don't think so. I think it's gonna be a small chunk. I think the majority of that is gonna be financed by the investors.
Hopefully.
Now,
that means less money from us.
Now, so it's either gonna be. So why would they put money in, right? Not out of goodness of their heart. What is it that they're like, oh, I'm going to not press you for this, or I'm going to have you a favor. I'm going to owe you a favor type of deal. You know what I mean? Because nothing is free. Right? So what's the fine print on this money that they're giving him? You know what I mean?
Nobody knows.
That's the question. No one knows that but them. Yeah. I agree. What'd you find?
The reason that he had a meeting with them, and it wasn't just him. Like, he didn't just do this straight up, like, oh, I want to invite these guys and hang out with them kind of thing.
Well, no, yeah, that never happens in a White House.
So these meetings took place in context of Egypt's political transition following Arab Spring, when the Muslim Brotherhood was becoming a major political force in the country. They met with them, it says here.
Yeah.
The administration had working level meetings with representatives of the Muslim Brotherhood, which was a significant political force in Egypt at the time. So basically, they had meetings with them to talk about like what their plans, I'm sure, were with Egypt and this and that.
Yeah, but
to have some sort of influence.
No, I understand that, but can you imagine if Trump had those things? Like Trump went and the whole idea with him meeting
with
whoever
the fuck he wants.
I know, but the whole idea that he met with Putin, the uproar that
got. I was just about to say, like, they just meet with Putin not too long ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But the uproar he got because he met with Putin, everybody's
Obama
talking
got
shit.
hate with the Muslim shit.
Yeah,
back in
yeah,
that time. Even back in that time. He got hate.
Bro, you're not going to please
I remember a little... Bro, this is dumb. I can't believe I remember this. But I remember a little white girl in my elementary school saying Obama was a terrorist. And I said, why? And she was like, his birth certificate isn't real. He wasn't born
there's a
here.
lot of that thing going on, which is not true.
And he is Muslim, which those basically like saying those Muslims are terrorists. Now, this is an elementary school little girl, right? But I'm just saying, I remember hearing that.
Yeah, no, there was that thing floating around when they first elected him. They were saying that his birth certificate is not real. He wasn't born here, blah, 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 this and that, the third. Because you have to be born here to be a president, right?
Yes, you do.
So they were trying to take that angle, with them well knowing that that's not true, you know?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of shit they did to Trump, them well knowing that it wasn't true. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's
every
how
president
is going to get in the limelight, and you know,
but
especially with shit how nowadays it is.
Here's the biggest problem: Charlie Kirk's wife just endorsed Vance.
Damn near romantically.
Yeah, just endorsed Vance. What that's telling me is that they're gearing up to have Vance as the running person after Trump, as the president, which I don't like him a lot. And I also heard that Ocasio-Cortez, the fucking idiot that cannot string two sentences together.
I don't know any of these people.
Ocasio-Cortez, she's very very left, like socialist left,
Ocasio?
like worse. Yeah.
Ocasio, and you said she?
Yeah, Ocasio-Cortez, yeah. This girl.
Alexandra.
It's her, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez.
I've seen this lady before.
Yeah. She also said that she's gonna put her name in a hat as well. And this is basically one of the only ones that I've heard from a Democratic side putting their name in a hat. If this is the best that they got to offer, they're fucking gearing up for another fucking 4 years of Republicans.
Isn't the trend always like 2, then 1, then 3, then 1?
No, it's usually it's 2 and 2, 2 and 2. It's very rare for it to be 2, 1.
I thought it was usually like 2 Democrat, then usually 1 Republican, and Democrat again.
No. It's Republicans will run 2 terms as well. The only ones that was like that, it was this last one where it was 1 Republican, Democrat, and then a Republican again, right? And it's usually because the same person serves 2 terms, usually. But it's not very often that they'll go only one term of each party. You know what I mean? It's always two. But in this case, the problem is it's no longer Trump because he cannot run as a president, right? Because he already ran his 2 terms. Mm-hmm. Biden don't even know what's going on around him, so he's not coming back, right? So who do we have left? Vance, who's been in a limelight. What's his name? The guy from Texas, Ted Cruz, is probably gonna fucking throw his name in a hat again and lose, as he always does. There's gonna be a couple of other people that are gonna throw their name in a hat that nobody talks about, nobody knows about. And then on the Democrat side, no one's poking their head. The only one that's poking their head is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Gavin Newsom, who's the governor of California.
When is our next election going to be? Another 2 years?
So 2004, so add 4 years, 2008, so another 3 years.
2, right?
3, 4. Well, yeah, 2006, then 2007, and then end of 2008. And then they'll take office in January.
Right.
Of 2009. So it is 4
Miggy,
years.
can you ask Google what are the who would be potential Democratic electees for 2028?
Yeah, there you go. He gave you. Yeah, so they're talking about, see, Ocasio-Cortez, we got
a subscription shit. Well, this is one old site. Jesus Christ.
No, this is half of the shit's fucking not even.
I feel like you could type something in there, making it save it.
Just do the Chat GPT, bro.
No, you're still on your previous. What the hell? Why did I get rid of? There you go. That was weird. What the fuck? Continue site. There we go. We got something.
Yeah, so Pritzker. So Pritzker is filling a void, which basically everyone kind of hates Pritzker except for New Jersey, right? Just do ChatGPT, bro. And then, did it say Buttigieg? I don't think Buttigieg, because Buttigieg is gay, so I don't think the United States is ready for that. But who are going to be 2008 Democratic candidates? Give me a list of 10.
2008 was a long time ago. Buddy.
Who are going to be Democratic candidates for year 2028? Give me a list of 10, or if there is 10, give me a list up to 10.
There's a whole lot of breath wasted.
Well, I don't know. I was
10, but if you can get 10, but if you can't get 10, just up to 10. Try and give me 10.
You're using ChatGPT's fucking server energy, dog. Come on.
Okay, so what? 2008. Give me 2028.
Dude, just literally type 2028. Oh no, there you go.
Okay.
Gavin
Newsom, as I said, J.B. Pritzker, right? Gretchen Whitmer, Josh Shapiro. Yeah, like Mark Cuban. Yeah, there's actually talk about Mark Cuban. Kamala Harris. She's not. Camilla ain't coming back. Camilla ain't coming back. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Yeah. I don't like. Look, number one right now candidate is Gavin Newsom. After that, Gavin Newsom, who has the failed state of California, right? J.B. Pritzker,
he gets
state of Illinois.
So bad about California, man. It's insane.
What's that?
He gets roasted so badly about California.
I mean, he's the governor. The fucking state is in shambles.
Yep.
Pritzker, governor of Illinois. This is Chirac we're talking about. You know what I mean? He can't get his fucking state in order. Gretchen Whitmer, governor of Michigan. Another fucking bullshit. Joe Shapiro, governor of Pennsylvania. Another bullshit. This one, Andy Beshear, governor of Kentucky. Okay, plus minus here, right? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, fucking idiot, cannot put 2 sentences together. Pete Buttigieg, he's gay, so that's country's not ready for that. Cory Booker, I don't know who this is. Camilla, and then Mark Cuban. Like, this is what you got. This is the best and brightest you have. Like, they're on a straight line for hurting.
I don't know nothing about these motherfuckers, nor the ones on the other side, so I got nothing to say.
Well, on the other side, you have Vance, right? Who's the vice president, and he's been making he's been moving, but he's a two-faced dog, you know, because he talks shit about Trump, and then now he's buddies. Basically, they told him to shut the fuck up. Like he's a weasel. He's like a typical politician weasel, right? Maybe what's his name? The Indian guy, his friend. Maybe he's gonna go up again.
I thought he didn't want to.
He didn't want to then? Okay, because maybe he'll go. What about typing for Republicans to see who it is? What about for Republicans for 2028? Yeah, Vance should come up as number one, I'm thinking. Potential. J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, which is, you know.
DeSantis?
Yep. Ron DeSantis, yep.
God damn it.
That's, like,
God damn it.
DeSantis, shit. Marco Rubio, half a shit, right?
Junior? They got Junior on the list?
Yeah, Junior has been running fucking year after year after year. Oh, no, you mean Donald Trump Jr.?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ted Cruz, as usual. Yeah, Rubio.
This motherfucker was Cuban.
He, I'm pretty sure he was born here, though.
Yeah, but he's not. It just doesn't have the pull behind him. Ron DeSantis, too weird. Christy Noem,
bro, the whole he'll never.
Homeland Security, she's not making it. Glenn Youngkin, I don't even know who the fuck that is. Brian Kemp, don't know who that is. Trump Jr., he's been trying to make waves as well. Ted Cruz has been like the fucking idiot that's been always going. Vivek Ramaswamy, maybe, right? But he said he's not going to do it, but maybe he will, right? I don't know who this guy is.
Governor of Virginia.
So I think this is what's going to happen. Go back to the list.
This guy looks goofy as fuck. Bill Nye the Science looking at.
Yeah.
He does look like Bill Nye.
Yeah, he does. Younger version. Go back to the list. Okay, so my predictions are going to be this. Vance, DeSantis will stay kind of in a race for sure. Marco Rubio probably will fall out before DeSantis. And then you're going to have Trump Jr., and then Ted Cruz and Vivek Ramaswamy. Those are the 5 people that are going to come up. And then eventually they'll fall off because it'll be all J.D. Vance.
Put your money on Cauchy, baby.
Cool.
Cauchy.
Who's Cauchy?
You know about Cauchy? Do you know about Cauchy, Eddy?
No.
I'm not going to say anything because they're not sponsoring us. It's a gambling website.
Oh. No, I wouldn't gamble. But I'm just saying, bro, like, this is fucking sad, man.
Whatever,
this is really fucking sad.
People
like,
will gamble on if a fly will land on a plate.
Yeah. But this is fucking sad. We're literally barreling for fucking hurting. The 2028 is gonna be really bad. Really bad. And I think all the shit's gonna happen in 2008.
We've been saying the same shit for the past
No,
60
we haven't.
years.
We haven't. The people been saying that because, oh my God, a Democrat is going to be president. That's why it's going to be bad. Oh my God, a Republican is going to be president. That's going to be bad. No, I just don't see a candidate on either one of the sides that's like, I would say, okay, well, like they got something I can get behind, right? Because I'm independent, right? Like I'll look at it, see what's better on either side, right? And
yeah, based on what you believe in.
Yeah. Well, of course, it's based on what I believe in.
Has most of your beliefs, because obviously they're not going to have every single exact belief or value that you have, but you vote with whoever you think has more.
I got a question though.
They end up not doing what you want.
Let's switch off of this and get a little more controversial. How about that, boys? You down for that?
See where it takes us.
All right, cool.
Can you say that to the camera? Can you say that straight onto the camera?
Which camera? That camera right there?
Yeah.
All right, boys, let's get a little controversial. Let's see where this takes us.
Let's see where it takes
I'm
us.
talking to Eddy. I need.
Yeah.
Just do it. I might actually cut this into the video.
Let's see where this takes us.
There you go.
All right, cool. So, you know how there's seculars, basically people that don't believe in God, and then there's the believers, right? That believe in God, one form or another form.
Oh, this is my favorite kind of controversy. I love it. I love that it was this one.
Cool.
I love that it was this
Cool,
one because I love talking about this one.
Cool.
Yeah, I like this one.
Cool.
I'm
That's
intrigued.
perfect. So, Can you bring
Don't
up?
get too crazy,
Can you
though,
bring up
remember.
this definition of morality? Can you bring up definition of morality?
Okay.
I wanna go for this. Give me the definition of morality. All right.
I can't look things up on Google anymore because
That's
he's
just
gonna
too
take me
easy,
straight
bro.
back to ChatGPT.
That shit is just
give me
too
the most
easy.
intricate version of this.
Okay, morality is the set of principles, values, and beliefs that help people determine what is right or wrong, good or bad, fair or unfair in human behavior, right? So moral rules, norms, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. We all have them, right? Now,
We all have some sort of sense of moral values.
yes,
right?
but here's the question that I have. Here's the philosophical question that I have. Where does morality come from for seculars, the ones that don't believe in God?
Good or bad doesn't have to entitle some sort of punishment.
No, I get that. But where does that sense of what's good or bad come from?
What do you mean? Where does it come from?
Laws, societal laws.
Well, okay, cool. Societal laws. Like society decides that this is good or bad, and we're going to continue doing this way because society decided this is good or bad, right? Now I have two ways to go about this. I have two questions. You can attack each one.
Just don't go too crazy, bro.
No, I'm not going to go too crazy. I'm not going to go too crazy.
Circles because I can't follow.
So, first question is, where did society get these rules from? And the second question, what if society decides that it's okay to take all the women and put them in the cages, lock them up in the cages, and use them as basically animals? And that's good. So does that mean that the secular is going to follow that because society decided that's the rule?
I think morality is everyone's individual feeling of what's good or bad, and that coming to as a whole through the masses.
Awesome.
Right?
Yeah. So if your individual feeling of what is good or bad, right, does not align with the society, so are you wrong?
I think it depends on the situation.
So going back to the same thing, if your individual feeling says, I don't want to put all the women in cages, but the majority of the society decides we're going to put women in cages.
Because I think a lot of times, I'm going to give my explanation deeper a little bit here maybe. A lot of times when we're looking at morality, right, with the whole right or wrong thing, a lot of times what plays a factor in that is our sympathy or empathy shown towards that certain kind of scenario.
Yeah, that's fine. Sympathy or empathy, but where does that come from? Like it has to originate from somewhere.
I think it's I don't think so. I think it's from you seeing something and going, I wouldn't want to go through that. I feel bad.
Okay, cool. So you feel bad about that, but then the society decides, nah, doesn't matter what you feel bad about, because since the seculars kind of have their own morality, so you get large enough group of people that agree with certain concept, and then come back and say, nah, we don't think what you think is right. We think this is right, and now it's going against you. So where does the morality come from for the ones that are secular?
From the ones that don't believe the same as like the masses, basically.
No. Just in general, whether the masses or not masses, where does their like sense of morality come from? It has to originate from somewhere, right?
I think it's the empathy and sympathy shown towards people.
Where does that come from?
Not wanting to be in that situation.
Not wanting to be in that situation. What if the other ones don't care about not being in that situation? And
those are the people that usually are low in morality.
But that's according to you. But if the general populace says that this is moral,
right?
So then makes you wrong because Gen Pop says this is moral.
One big thing that we can look at as like an actual live example of that is like abortion, right?
Yeah.
Where like the country is very split in half between the two. Maybe not very, but
yeah.
But there's a decent amount of people that think on one side and a decent amount of people on the other side.
Yeah.
And well, there's a bunch of scientific things that people try and poke at on why it's right and why it's wrong, this and that. But there still seems to be like two very different views.
But it's
based on
two large groups that agree on this idea and that idea, right? So the minute the large group, because that's a perfect example, because this group agrees on this idea and this group agrees on that idea,
and they both think they're morally
and then
correct.
what happened? The reason they overturned that because the larger group decided that we're going to elect these individuals, and these individuals went in and overturned that.
Right, like the
so the larger group
shit,
basically said whatever you think is incorrect, and my morality is actually moral, and your morality is not moral.
So Say that again one time.
So the larger group that decided to overturn the abortion, right, which was larger group that elected the officials that overturned, right, blah blah blah. So this group said the morality is not what you think; the morality is what we think. So did this instill new morality?
I don't think it's new morality. They're just spreading their one they already have.
So let me kind of like get to the point why I'm saying this. I think we've been so much under the guidance of religion for so many years.
We have been? Is that what you said?
Humans. Yeah. Humans. That all of our morality, what's good or bad, comes from religion. Whether you believe in it or not, it comes from religion. For example, don't kill, don't steal, don't do this, don't do that. But that morality comes from religion. So because seculars don't have like a manuscript of morality. There is no such thing as a manuscript of morality for seculars. However, the ones that believe it, they do have their manuscript, and that's the religious, and that's the Bible, basically, right? So actually, their morality is based on some book and like set rules that are within the Bible.
I would argue that morality was there, and then the Bible made the story to tell it.
No, we don't know that. Because you can take it, because there are multiple religions, and the most prominent religion that everybody goes off of now is the Christianity. And majority of these moral things go literally back to Christianity.
Right. Well, that's as far as back as they can track it, but
yeah, but we didn't get morality from the cavemen, right? From the caveman era. We don't have any of their shit. That's all gone. That's all dead.
Right, because just because we don't have physical proof of it, though, doesn't mean that they didn't have morality to not just fucking kill each other.
Yeah, but that's something, okay, we can speculate on. We don't know that, right? Like, okay, why we speculate on something that we don't know?
So what you're saying is that if it wasn't, like, you believe that if it wasn't for the Bible, we would think it was okay to do all these bad things.
No. What I'm saying is that this idea that seculars say, oh, Bible is stupid, it's kind of like one-sided, or they're kind of like they're blindsiding themselves, because their own morality of things, what are good things to do, are based on religion. They're coming from the religion. They're not coming from their own. Somebody didn't just wake up one day and decided, okay, I'm going to put this and make this moral. I'm going to create this little manuscript type of deal, and then all the people that don't believe in God gonna go off of this manuscript.
But I wouldn't believe,
because there is a manuscript. There is an actual manuscript. I wouldn't believe
that the Bible is what started all those moralities.
No, Bible did not start all those moralities, but
so you can't say that all those moralities were come from the Bible.
But then the current moralities that we follow all come from the Bible.
I don't agree with that statement.
Well, which one doesn't come from the Bible?
I would I'm not saying that, because you're saying it comes from the Bible, meaning like that's where it started. Right, that's how it comes from. In my head start. Like,
no, our current morality, the way we perceive what is moral, what is right or wrong.
I think the way I look at it, I wouldn't say it comes from the Bible. I would say it aligns with the Bible.
Well, no, it cannot align with the Bible.
How?
I think really all of this is based on experience, bro, and like what's been passed down. Nowadays we have a lot more information and video. Back then, and if you're talking about caveman days, then okay. Well, Ooga Booga over there just fucking stomped on Ooga Booga over there.
Ooga Boogie.
Yeah, Oogie Boogie over there. And that wasn't good. So maybe I shouldn't be doing that to Oogie Boogie over there.
Yeah.
You know?
That would be my, like, mentality. Like, I don't think that...
And then eventually that evolved into the golden rule, you know? Do unto others as you would like to be done to you. And don't do others as you...
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But what I'm trying to say, whether those things happened before or didn't happen before, are irrelevant. Because if we grew up, and before predecessors before us and their predecessors before, let's say go back 10 generations, they all kind of came off of the morality of the Bible. And that was passed down from generation to generation to generation. So the only morality we know as of today, whether you believe in God or don't believe in God, comes directly from that Bible morality. Whether that was redone, not redone, whether that was taken from somewhere or added or taken away from somewhere, it comes directly from it.
That doesn't make sense to me.
But see, if it doesn't make sense, I know what you're saying. It doesn't make sense to me. But where's the counter argument to that? Okay, well, no, maybe there's something else. You know what I mean? I'm not like, this is a philosophical question. There's no like actual answer to this, right? Like you gotta.
I just don't really think there's a counter argument to that. It's just there's still that division nowadays in the world where there's people that believe that there's a religion and they must vote based on religion, and there's people that don't believe in religion. They just based off of logic. And there's still always going to be this fucking clash between the two because
when you say logic, right?
As you say, are tribal people and they want to fucking stay with a group and feel like they're part of something. And if they're part of something, then they're going to vote with it.
Can you go to ChatGPT, put down morality manuscript for seculars? What is the morality manuscript for seculars? Give me a list of 10 items that is on that manuscript. So there's an actual manuscript that these people put together, right? The ones that don't believe in God, they're saying, okay, this is our book type of a deal, right? Secular morality principles, 10 core ideas. Do no harm. Treat others fairly. Respect autonomy. Promote well-being. Value truth and reason. Take responsibility. Practice empathy. Seek justice. Foster cooperation. Preserve life and the planet, right? So, like, this to me is just a reworded version of what you're going to get from the Bible.
I get what you're saying, but that's why I would say that I feel like it all just aligns, doesn't necessarily come from the Bible.
No, but this is for seculars, right? For seculars, it aligns because that's the only thing they got to go off of. They don't have anything else to go off of.
Well, why would you need anything else to go off of? It's do not harm. Treat others fairly.
I know, but what do not harm
like
come from?
How much more...
But where do not harm come from? It would be
so you're saying, but when you say "come from," Jay, I don't realize what you mean by that verbiage.
Do no harm, motherfucker. If again, booga booga, on oogie boogie.
Come from, like when you say "come from" to me, that means that thing originated there.
No, well, maybe you're getting stuck on a come from, like what I mean by come from, meaning this idea that they have, do no harm. Where did this idea initially start becoming a thing for them to even put it on do no harm? Do you see what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, and what you're trying to say, I think, is how far back can we even track that idea of morality in today's world?
Correct.
And where did it start?
Yeah. Okay, so the only thing that I can think of
further back that you could think of is the Bible,
the Bible. Maybe there's some
sort of religious context,
some remnants of it within Hammurabi. You know, Hammurabi had his own rules and laws and things like that. He was considered as one of the most just kings. There's some written text out there that we can kind of trace this back to, right? But what I'm trying to say, modern day morality, I should probably say it this way. Modern day morality.
So I just looked up, sorry to cut you off, but it's the do no harm thing, right? So I just looked up, where did the idea of do no harm start, right? The idea of do no harm, often phrased in Latin and blah, 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 has roots in ancient Greek medicine, especially connected to Hippocratic
oath, yeah.
Hippocrates, who lived around 460 to 370 BCE, so before Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's I guess, in reality, you could say that morality came from there. That's our.
But the people that take Hippocratic oath are doctors, so he put rules together specifically for doctors.
Yeah, and that's basically that's the oldest thing we could track back.
Yeah, but with do no harm here, meaning don't hurt them, meaning don't kill them, don't stab them, don't injure them.
Right, but that's
but this was done for doctors, meaning
as a doctor, you're not allowed to do harm. In medicine, right? But that's where that's the oldest point of the idea.
But that's a speculation, right? That's a speculation of it. But what I'm talking about, current modern day morality of do no harm, it has nothing to do with that. The new do no harm right now, meaning I shouldn't do financial harm on you. I shouldn't go out there and punch you. I shouldn't physically go out there and hurt you in one way or another way. You know what I'm saying? Because that do no harm, avoid causing unnecessary pain or suffering to others. That has nothing to do with the modern day secular morality, in my opinion, is based all in religion. And in my opinion, I think these guys are chasing ghosts by trying to prove that religion is not real and this and that and third, with their own shits.
I think the ones that are chasing ghosts are the ones trying to prove that it is real. What do you mean?
What is real?
That the religion is real.
I'm not talking about religion being real or not. What I'm trying to talk about is them saying that no, what you're saying is wrong, but all our ideas are based in what you're saying. Do you see what I mean?
I get what you're trying to say. I do. Yeah. I do.
It's a very hard question to answer to
but just because that's as far back as we can track it doesn't mean that it started there, right? I think, if you ask me, I think it's very I don't know if it's logical, I would say probable to think that the idea of do no harm started before something like the Bible.
But even if I give you that, even if I say you're correct, the problem still remains. The current modern day.
No, I would say that it would have stemmed from then once it was put into society.
No, we can't tell that. You can't tell that.
I would say it was probably like, I mean, you can't tell me that you're 100% correct either. Like you
well,
said,
I can because I can tell because Bible clearly says do no harm.
No, because there's no, you can't. You're telling me that, right? But you can't go and tell me that the entire world right now, or the entire United States idea of do no harm stemmed from that. There's no way you can tell me that 100%. The
country was founded on religious.
I get you have a lot of things that point towards that, but you have nothing to really tell me that is 100% that either.
No. The country was started on religious beliefs. That like the religion was part of the country, even though it says like keep the government separately and this separately. But most states in the United States, you had to have some sort of a religious affiliation.
You're still only giving me something that says it probably meant that.
No. I'm not saying probably. I'm just telling you what happened.
They wrote freedom.
But doesn't mean just because the country was started like this, or it doesn't mean everyone got the idea from that. Not everyone was religious.
Well, then correct. Now, let's say the secular didn't get the idea from
that.
Right?
I agree with you. There's no way to prove one way or the other. Is what I would say.
Let's say secular didn't get that idea from that, right? Maybe they got it from their own secular father, mother, or grandpa, or whatever, right? And that person got it from another secular one. But the original one started with like, okay, for example, let's say there's somebody that grew up very religious. Now they don't believe in religion, right? They decided that religion is wrong. It's not true. Blah, 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 this and that. It's just a story, right? Cool. No problem. But their own opinions of what's good or bad have been instilled in them since day one by religion. So
yeah,
even
if
they become a secular, they're going to continue with that idea of the new generation that's going to come after them, like their kids, they're going to teach their kids not to kill, right? Not to kill, and they're going to explain it because it's going to cause harm, this and that. Not because the God says don't kill, this and that, third, but don't kill because it's going to do harm onto others, right? But their own idea of don't kill is based in religion. Because it comes from religion, and they later became secular, and now they're saying, okay, well, that's not true, but I'm going to continue with this idea because I think this idea is
so
good.
I found more that it has, like, I told ChatGPT, like, not medically, just general societal, like, norm, right?
Yeah.
And I told it to break it down, and it's still, so that's, like, where the do not harm phrase, like, was first started.
I'm not talking about the do not harm phrase.
No, let me explain. But then it became, like, a society, like, I'm just pointing out a specific one of these things, right? It started there, but then spread across as a societal norm through ancient Greece in 470 through 399 BCE. Right? Socrates argued that doing harm corrupts the soul, even if harm is done to an enemy. Aristotle had things about this as well. Another guy, or I don't know if it's a group or a person, Plato.
Plato, yeah. He's a Greek. He's Roman. I think it's Roman, or Greek. No, Plato was Greek.
Oh, even before Hippocrates, do not harm existed as a philosophical principle about human conduct, not just medicine.
No, I get that.
So they're saying that even before that, what I just told you, before 470 BC, that was considered a societal norm of just a general philosophical principle of human conduct.
Yeah,
do not harm. So what I'm trying to say is, like, I just don't believe that the societal norm of do not harm, like something like that, like the way the idea of how we look at it,
let me give you a
originated from the Bible.
Let me give you a good example. There's a large cohort of religious people, right? And somebody comes in and says, and somebody comes in and says, I'm trans now, right? And this is my belief. This is what I want to do. But there's a whole cohort of people that are like, well, this is actually causing me harm. It's causing me mental harm because I don't agree with you. So, do they change this?
Mental harm?
Yeah, it's causing me mental harm because that's what the whole thing is, right? Avoid causing unnecessary pain or suffering to others. So, if that's causing suffering to them,
but that's not
mental
logical.
Suffering.
That's not logical whatsoever.
Thank you. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. This whole thing is not logical the way it's written because, again, you got to think about it. If religious people, right, like if they follow the book, whatever, they're not supposed to lie, right? Lying is bad, right? So, if they come in and now they don't feel comfortable, they're suffering actually because somebody's saying that, transgender is okay and you should recognize this, but they themselves they don't want to recognize this because they don't agree with it. It's causing them some sort of a turmoil within themselves, right? Because they don't agree with this, because Bible tells them that that's not good, right? So if that's not good according to the Bible and they believe in that, that's causing them some sort of suffering.
I don't see how you could in any way make sense of the fact of somebody saying because they're transgender, that's doing me harm.
Yeah, because they don't believe that that's correct.
Doesn't mean it does you harm.
But that's gives them mental suffering.
That's like basically saying if you go and steal something from Miggy, that's gonna harm me. That has nothing to do with me.
It would harm you. It would harm you in a sense that you don't believe in stealing, so you would be upset about it.
But it doesn't. I would be upset, but it doesn't necessarily harm me.
But that's the whole mental suffering, right? You being upset is actual suffering.
I call you a little bitch, bro.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say since the beginning. Sounds like someone was a big pussy.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you call them a little bitch or big pussy or this and that. If it's causing them suffering, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because if it's causing them suffering and they're telling you it's causing me suffering, so now, since their first thing is do no harm, so are they gonna go and now reverse this whole idea of transgenderism? Because their own shit is
so I really couldn't give you an answer.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, their own shit is like very, very like contradicting. Because that's what I'm saying within the Bible. If you look at the Bible, like, these motherfuckers had time to write this shit up. These motherfuckers didn't. This is the third iteration that they wrote, right? So they didn't have time to polish it yet, right? So Bible had so much time to get it polished completely that there's like really no holes to poke at it. Do you see what I mean?
I think the Bible just had a million stories explaining to you one of these principles.
Well,
and to give you a million examples.
Whether it's that or not, but it's kind of fucking bulletproof. You know what I mean? It is kind of bulletproof. Like, it's very hard. The only thing is like, okay, well, you can't explain it by science. But then if you take science cannot explain, like, you know, that they're talking about the Big Bang Theory, right? Like, light strikes and this happens, like, you know, like lightning strikes the water, and then that's where the proteins came from. That's what the science explains, right? But then religion says no, God created it, right? To this day, scientists cannot figure out, I think it's the lysine. It's impossible to make lysine out of nothing. It's impossible. I've seen the whole debate of a scientist against another scientist.
I'm sure a big debate back in the day when we first went to space against like religious people was probably like, well, you said heaven was up there, and it ain't.
Yeah, but I don't think Bible says that the heaven is up there. I think there was just...
But that was always like a big belief of theirs. Like,
yeah, I think it's like a watered down version of where heaven is.
Really,
it's the kind of like above, like in the clouds, whatever, blah, 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 right? But I think it was just like a very watered down explanation of what the Bible says.
Why does it depict it that way? Like, heaven is up and hell's down.
Because the clouds always look so majestic and nice, and that's where the angels lives, you know?
Artists of the time.
Yeah. That was their depiction of, like, interpretation of what it is, right?
It was always in the sky and clouds and shit.
Clouds symbolize God's presence, guidance, and judgment.
Yeah, so it was just
the earthly realm from the heavenly one.
It was just like the way they equated it to, right? But the whole thing is, bro, like, this is a very philosophical question, and I've been, like, you know, kind of thinking about it. Like, there's no way you can really poke at religion, because these motherfuckers just had enough time to get it right, or at least present it in a sense.
You have to phrase that correctly, SJ. Poke at the morality of certain things in religion, certain things, not all of it.
Well, no, because in religion, it's really, like, no religious person wants to put women in cages or this and that or third. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
but that's why I said the morality part about it, right? Yeah, we always talk. Like, that's what the book is. It's a
morality manuscript, right? Like, if you don't look at it as a religious fact, like, if you don't look at it, okay, believing God or don't believing God, whether Jesus exists or not, it's just a morality manuscript.
Yeah, with a bunch of stories on telling you why this is bad or good.
Yeah, so it's a book. Even if you don't believe in somebody, by you reading the book, it's not going to make you a worse person. It's just going to make you a better person. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where my problem stems with, because the problem is these people argue that, but they cannot, like, argue against religion. Like, they've all failed arguing against religion, all of them. And I've been watching a lot of the debates.
The problem is that you can sometimes argue against it because what happens is their morality is taken to an extreme because they don't take it as like a story explaining it just to tell you this is bad. No, they sometimes like take it to a literal sense, right? Like for example, and what I mean by literal sense is, you know, we talked about this recently, like how Jehovah's Witness can't do blood transfusion because it says don't mix blood with blood.
Mm-hmm.
What that means is don't fuck your sister.
Yes, that's exactly what that means.
But because they took it to that literal translation.
But the Jehovah's are also like a sect, right? Like we're talking about.
But they're
like,
a religion.
Yeah,
they are a religion.
Oh, there's
right?
another cool, interesting thing. Catholics will recognize Orthodox religion as a religion, mm-hmm. as a type of a Christian religion, mm-hmm. but Orthodox will not recognize the Catholics, which is kind of crazy to me. No, it's not beef. It's not beef. It's actually Orthodox are saying that even Catholic religion is a sect.
They're all cults with their leaders dead.
I
said they're all cults with their leaders dead.
They're all cults with their leaders dead.
Saying? Like a religion is just a cult after the leaders died and people continue to believe it.
Yeah, but the problem is, like, a lot of people like to say no because people from when you were young, you like to rebel against the rules that are set in front of you. That's a normal thing to do, to rebel.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's what's happening. Like, a lot of these seculars will grow up rebelling against what it is. And then from there, it's just like, instead of saying, okay, I'm not saying that this is real, and I'm not saying that this is wrong or right. What I'm saying is that, okay, there's this book. It's going to make me a better person. I don't need to believe in that. I don't need to sit there and say my 10 Ave Marias before because I committed this or committed that, right? Like, by reading the manuscript. You know what I'm talking about, right? But, like, reading the book is actually not going to make you a worse person.
No, not necessarily, right?
So that was my whole thing, because I've been watching a lot of these type of debates lately, and bro, like these guys that are like secularists and try to, bro, they get fucking their head just literally smashed in the mud. Like, no matter what they come up with, they cannot.
These religious guys have had a lot of time to practice, I guess.
No, it's not only they had a lot of time to practice, they're just going off of a book that's had a lot of times to practice and get it like bulletproof.
I mean. Yeah.
So they're just taking the.
I mean, practice. I mean, generational practice.
Yeah, like, they're just taking the guide that's written, this. And they're saying, well, the guide says this, and your guide says this, and your guide is contradictory within nature. How is it contradictory? This is how it's contradictory, and they cannot answer anything to it. They can't do it, and then they'll say, oh yeah, well, you're more experienced in debating and this and that, and then they basically fold.
All right, let's wrap it up for today, guys. Thank you guys for joining us. It was a quick, not a quick pod today, but it felt quick. But yeah, see you guys on Thursday. Maybe not. We might not be having a pod this Thursday. We're not sure yet. But yeah, thank you guys. We'll see you guys later. Peace.